2 Megapops is an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where in a chimps game you place down a tower and that single tower gets 2 million or more pops throughout the entire game. And we have done Spirit of the Forest already, we've done Superstorm, but now it's time for the Wrath of Avatar. So let's place down our friend here, then let's get cracking with our adventures on Last. If you watch my videos chronologically, then I'm quite happy with the results of my special preparations to Megapops, and honestly, I do not want to touch that tower again. I don't want to do it on any other maps. I don't want to even see it. Mainly and solely because of the support Chinook. That is the sole reason why I absolutely hate that tower with a vengeance. Mainly the support Chinook, not the Marines. They're bloody awesome, but the support Chinook is absolute dog water. Thorn Swarm, Druid Reach, and then we will go from there. Yes, we're going middle path rather than top path so that we can utilize the Sharpening Stone to increase the damage of the Thorns past round 81, I believe it is. That's when Geraldo reaches the stage where Sharpening Stone not only increases PS but also increases damage as well. Now, why have I put Druid on last? Well, it means we can utilize the Thorns along the straight line to their maximum potential. I know a lot of people don't like it when I'm on Resort, but Avatar of Wrath I think is probably one of the more difficult ones to do when it comes to ones which are relatively easy. Like, there are, well, the Wizard Lord Phoenix, people say, is the easiest one to do, simply because of its utility and its ability as well. Plop down a MIB with the Wizard Lord Phoenix, and you should get yourself an easy round 100 with 2 Megapops in the bag there. Okay, but I think we might need something else at this point in time, because we're really starting to struggle here. I should have put the Druid on first there. Oh, we just about snagged that because of the extra Thorns we fire. That means those would be able to pop all of them, because if we went hard Thorns, then we would not have been able to do that. And I did not mean to pause it there, my apologies. Druid of Wrath, which means the more that it attacks, the faster it will be able to attack, which is a pretty nice bonus to have, actually. So, what's going to be next? I'm thinking of the Alchemist here, if we can progress through a round, that is. Please, please, please. Thank you. I kept saying please there for far too long. Alchemist mainly for leads. Now, we could be putting a... Yeah, we'll put an invisibility potion on the Druid. We're going to need it for round 24 and round 33 with the invisibility potion in order to see and pop camo. So it's a 2-for-1 deal there. And then I think the next camo round after that is round 36. There's like pink balloons and a bunch of regrow greens, I believe it is. They're also camoed. Maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps I am wrong in that factor, and it's only 2 of the 3 factors there. I definitely know it's camo and green, but are they also regrow greens? That's what I'm wondering. Maybe I'm just hallucinating, I'll find out later on, and then people will put it in the comments. No, it's not, you shitty doofus. It's this variant, not that variant. We're using up all of the Thorns here, which is good, but it also means that sometimes we may have our power limited because of the fact that our PS has been met so easy. Like, I don't think the Druid has a lot of PS, but with the amount of Thorns that you're firing, especially with middle path, yeah, if we went top path, we wouldn't be able to utilize Sharpening Stone because hard Thorns enables the Thorns to pop lead balloons. And if you change the means of changing a sharp projectile so they can pop frozen or lead balloons, then you cannot utilize Sharpening Stone. Round 33, more camos, but we still have the invisibility potion active. Strongest stimulant is at hand. I find this 2 Megapops to be a bit more relaxing than the micro-intensive special populations one. Like, there's a lot of fun for certain players, obviously, when it comes to micro-aim, but I'm not a huge fan of micro. It's probably my least favorite factor of this game, but there's always going to be a little bit of micro at hand. Okay, here we go. What's the test here? What's the test here? Oh, they are regrow camo greens. I was right after all. Yeah, my prediction for round 76, one point in another video, was a little bit silly. I also thought there were regrow camos on round 76 when it comes to the ceramics. No, they're just regrow ceramics. When I say just, I mean they're regrow ceramics. Very deadly ceramics, to say the least. You struggle to pop the ceramic layer, you get it to rainbow, it goes away from your distance, and guess what? It regrows back to the bloody ceramic layer. Anyways, Pop Plus is here, and we should actually be getting ourselves a village now. So, bigger radius, jungle drums, and I think we're good to go. But I do want radar scanner though. We want to circumvent our temporary means of being able to pop camos to a permanent means of popping camos. There are a lot of hardcore players out there that probably watch my videos, but then also a lot of casual people as well that probably can't do 2 Megapops. And I love the diversity in the community, not because of the factor that, well, there are people who are struggle with certain challenges like this, but it really does mean that there are a lot of casual players out there and a lot of hardcore players out there. And there are so many players out there that are much more skillful at this game than I am. Like, they're probably able to do like Avatar of Wrath to Megapops on a stupid map like Dark Castle, for example. And I think there is a confirmation on the Bloons Tower Defense 6 Index that someone was able to do an Avatar of Wrath to Megapops on Dark Castle, which is absolutely insane. But it's a good kind of insane, because it makes you go wow, but then at first it may be like, is that really a real record of that, or am I just hallucinating? Like, before I discovered Bloons Tower Defense 6 Index, I was kind of like a bit more paranoid about looking at just an image and then seeing like if it's actually real or not. But I'm sure there are a lot of dedicated people out there that look into these sort of things and they're like, nope, this is actually a legit thing. And I feel kind of dumb at the end of the day for doubting people like that. But when you are in something for the first time and the only evidence you get is an image, let me tell you this, would you believe something it is just image, or would you rather see concrete evidence from start to finish of the process itself? For me, I love seeing all of the evidence displayed out onto the table. And that's not because I doubt people's judgment, but it's because I want to see it for myself. There's a big difference between discrediting people and not taking something at 100% earnesty at face value firsthand before diving deep into something. Like, I think that's what one person got really mad at me about, and it's like, you're being angry at me for the wrong reason. And that reason being that you think I'm discrediting someone, when in fact I'm not discrediting them. I am just simply stating that because of my limited research in this and the fact that I'm new to this sort of thing, I am not believing something 100% at face value unless I know something about that particular thing just a little bit more. So I'm like, okay, so this is judged by these set of people, they know what they're doing, nobody's really kind of contesting them, so let's just put that conversation to bed. But when some people really misinterpret what you're saying and then try to feed your mouth with stuff that you have never ever said before, that's when things can get a little bit hairy, and that's when people take things the wrong way. So sorry about the little rant there, but sometimes there are people out there that are incredibly overzealous and don't know, like, let's say, what the sun looks like and everything like that. Alright, relentless glue and glue splatter. That's going to be really handy for a lot of ceramics when they are starting to get overwhelming. And next up will be an overclock engineer so that we can increase our attack speed even more on our beloved soon-to-be Avatar of Wrath. Well, it'll be a bit while for me, but for you it will be soon because of editing and all that jargon. So let's see, overclock is in place, and once we apply it, will be even more powerful. So our means of doing that will end next round. Both the Sharpening Stone's Pierce and the Jerry's Fire itself will end this round. Okie dokie. Not to worry, we will simply reapply them. And hopefully all of these regrows will be de-regrowified. Lovely days. Round 62 is here. Lovely days. We're soon going to be seeing our first encounter of the the fortified Moabs there. I've almost forgotten their names there. Right, round 63. This is where we're going to have a bit of a struggle against these ceramics. But guess what? I think we're going to be doing just fine against them. Or are we? Or are we? A few stragglers here and there, but nothing that I would say is not controllable, to say the least. And, yep, put them back to last. I love putting them last because of what I said earlier about having the thorns always shoot towards the straight of a track rather than trying to face down or face towards the right or face up, where the thorns will most likely not meet their pierce cap. I don't even know why, but I accidentally overclocked the relentless glue gunner. But in some ways, defensive play can be nicer than offensive play, so rather than overclocking your offensive tower, overclock a defensive tower so that then they're able to fire even more without doing damage. Like sometimes stalling them for even longer is better than just getting more firepower depending on your situation and perspective. Oh dear. Camo, regrow, fortified ceramics. Such a form, but there wasn't too many of them. And they are all controllable. Lovely. So what level is Geraldo at? But I placed down on level 10, sorry, on round 10 rather than level 9. So he's level 12 at the moment. That's very good. I think it'll hardly make a difference. Like, a hero levels up faster on the later rounds than the earlier rounds. But you just want to be able to use all of the money that you have to its most potential. Like with my, well not my, but like with the run I did with Sai and Ninja, you're able to micromanage a particular round so that you're able to deploy Sai around earlier than if you purchase an upgrade on the Ninja itself, so that it's able to comfortably do the round itself. I think it's like round 11 or round 12 where it's really difficult, and then the following round you'll be able to purchase Sai and do that 2 Megapops. Oh, sorry, 2 towers. Sai is scientifically and mathematically impossible to do that 2 Megapops on. Oh, hold on, we're gonna have some issues here. Gonna have some issues, yeah. It was because of a lack of Jerry's Fire and Sharpening Stone, that was why. Well, we're back up and running, and this looks much more successful. With Jerry's Fire always going first, and then with my Druid going last, we have 2 different priorities at work here. Because Jerry's Fire is by default always targeting first. And because of the fact that the Jerry's Fire is under the influence of an MIB, this thing can pop purples, which is lovely. 72 is vanquished. Lovely. Round 73. What can we do here? Practically the same as the previous rounds, except for a few ifs that we had along there. But nonetheless, we are here round 73 and it's all good in the hood. Round 75, we are up against multiple BFBs, a few fortified Moabs. A few of these BFBs are actually clumped up together, which makes them a bit more difficult to actually deal with independently. Like, if there's some way to be able to divide them out, that would be even better. Probably even like the idle totems when they're able to affect Moabs and all that kind of shit. Okay, so round 76, we're going to have to slow this down just to see the devastation that we can inflict upon all of this. So, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Yes, we can. And because of the fact that we have Heart of Oak, round 76 is a bit less of a threat because the balloons will not be able to regrow if they have been hit by Thorn. You're welcome. I'm not too sure if it affects the Jerry's Fire though, because I think it's just independently the Druid itself. Let's see here. Okay, attacks convert regrow balloons into normal ones, but then again, that could just be independent of itself, so it could also be paired with Heart of Thunder. And yeah, I should have switched to first there with the Druid. But that seems to be a bit more successful this time because I am actually aiming towards the first most balloons. We're going to go back to last and then go to first as soon as they spawn in our vicinity. And oh, we're going to need something else. We're going to see how 2 creepy idols goes along and then we're going to go from there. Let's see. Let's just chuck a few of them back, just buy us a bit more time, but Oh dear, it's looking just as bad as last time. Oh, we've just about held on to it. Sorry, I had something in my eye there. You notice when you feel like you got a hair in your eye and it's from your eyelash? It's like eyelash protects eyes. Also eyelash attacks eyes. There we go. Now gone down to Moabs, camo, ceramics. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that was a close call there. But no cigar. I wonder if a splash of glue down is going to make all the difference. So just buys us just a little bit more time. Hopefully the Jerry's fire will be able to pop all. There we go. Yeah, the glue down here made all the difference. Lovely. 110 was the cost that was required to get through this round. Not bad, actually. Sometimes you feel like you're spending too much unnecessary money just to get your chosen tower to go through the round, but at times that feels really, really annoying, especially when I was trying to pursue special operations to Megapops. It's like, I feel like I'm always spending money just to get this useless offensive tower in order to actually get to a point where it can actually be special operations. Also, I should have switched to first aid with the Druid, but I feel like we need something a little bit more, because at that point in time, I don't think we're going to really get through this round with just Pop Lust. Pickles and Invisibility Potion, which increases our range. I'm hoping this is what we're going to need in order to get through all this, but there are still a lot of balloons which are coming out of the woodworks here. I'm hoping that the pierce... Oh, some of them almost escaped there, but I think we're in the clear. We're definitely in the clear. We are most certainly in the clear. Yeah, but it was like a few like blues along here, which was quite worrying. So let's see how we're gonna get along here. That's not really beneficial. If I had like abilities which are really long to come back, like if I had like call to arms or homeland defense, then those being chucked back would have been very, very helpful. So let's see. There we go. I love the fact that these creepy idols can store ZOMGs and DDTs and all that jazz. It'll be the most OP thing ever if it can store that. Lovely. Round 80 is done and dealt with. So I think either round 81 or round 82 will be able to afford the Avatar of Wrath. Let's see. Yeah, Sharpening Stone has been upgraded. I'm going to try and hold off for Jerry's Fire because we're going to get the more powerful version on round 85 or even like 84. But if we can't get through this round, then we're going to have to go back to using Jerry's Fire and just hold out, for goodness sakes. Well, let's try this again, but with Jerry's Fire. Hopefully it will be able to target some of those stragglers. Okay, so I'm going to aim the glue gun strong so it's always hitting the BFBs. So that's going to be quite necessary in the short term. Then when there are ceramics, then put it on first. Although in some ways, micromanaging can make all the difference between a loss and a win. So even with the glue gunner, sometimes a little bit of micromanaging between strong and first is necessary. So that this is always gluing the strongest, most balloons so that they go at the slowest. But then also then switching to first so that then they can get the ceramics which are trying to get away and all that jazz. Right, why aren't you on last at this point in time? Oh, there we go. We have ourselves the Avatar of Wrath. I should have used Overclock before upgrading to Avatar of Wrath, just so that we have that insy bit more time with Overclock. Because if you overclock something as tier 4 and upgrade to tier 5, then that tier 5 will have 100% uptime for one time only. A one-time offer special here. Round 83 is done and dealt with. Our pickles have run out, but guess what? I do not give a dime about the pickles. We are here with the Avatar of Wrath, and our next objective, believe it or not, is Permabrew. We're going to get that sweet, delicious Permabrew. Increase our attack power even more. Also, you notice the change of the color of the fawns as there are more balloons on screen. Because remember, the Avatar of Wrath gets more damage when there's more RBE on the field. There we go. It's kind of like red. Then it's dark red with black. And then it goes back to black when it's at its weakest, actually. So round 98, it's gonna have some speciality towards, because I think that's when the Avatar of Wrath caps out on its power because of the amount of RBE on the field. Round 87, RBE stands for Red Balloons Equivalent. So how many red balloons can you divide up from, let's say, 4 ZOMGs? That's the kind of RBE that we're talking about here. It's how many red balloons can you squeeze out of a single ZOMG? How many red balloons can you squeeze out of a single bad? And then display them all over the field. Although, to be honest, that would be infinitely easier to deal with than a bad with millions of health points on round 500 or something like that. Something insane, which can only be measured by a Navarch of the Seas Hurkul Nazilis' level 20 Moab Hex curse ability. Round 89, we are nearly there with the wonderful DDTs. Oh, when I say wonderful, I mean wretched. So round 90 is here. Let's see how we get failed against the DDTs, and that is easy, actually. So now we have a more powerful Jerry's Fire and the same lovely Sharpening Stone. Because if you go top path, I said this earlier, but if you go top path, then you wouldn't be able to utilize the Sharpening Stone, as the Thorns by default would then be able to pop lead balloons. But we don't want that. We don't want the Avatar of Wrath to be able to by default pop lead balloons, because that's what we've got the MIB and the Alchemist for. The MIB is just there really for consistent lead popping potential. Round 93. Let's see how we do here. The FBs are just making it easier so that we pop DDTs, because if a DDT spawned first, then the Avatar of Wrath would have a bit more of a difficult time popping the DDTs, whereas because we had the BFBs, it means that we could do even more damage. Right, round 94. This is also another round with a lot of RBE on, and round 96 as well. Look at those thorns. They're like white-red. Very, very hot. Very, very vengeful. Incredibly vengeful. Vengeful true sun god. Vengeful adorer. Kind of that sort of thing. But just in a druid form and not quite as powerful, to say the least. Although this round we could actually struggle on. So let's see how we failed on here. Let's see. Yeah, we put it on first, so that's always popping the first most balloons. But we're kind of struggling here, actually. Yeah, I would say a fortified DT leagues there. Ceramic leagues. We might need to put some biggles on. For some other reason, this is still a thing. The Sharpening Stone counter is bugged. And it lasts for an indefinite amount of time now. Or definite. Yeah, indefinite means infinite. Am I right or am I right? Oh dear. I'm dumb at this game, honestly. But guess what? There's always something in life for which we're not good at. Why'd I put it on close? That's so dumb. Right. Can we do it? No, we're going to need something else here. So you just draw, and hopefully you just target DDTs and only DDTs. Okay, so we're going to go with slow at this point in time, and I hope that we'll be able to do this. Or perhaps I should have the overclock so that it doesn't... Yeah, overclock is kind of a bad time there because we're not fully utilizing it. Maybe I need to restart the round and then try to use overclock at the beginning of when the DDTs are in range of the Avatar of Wrath. Yeah, that was actually my first mistake there, doing that. There it is. Okay, let's use it now. Yeah, that's much better than what it was last time. Although we're still kind of struggling here, but not hugely. Yeah, we need to go back to first set on that last bit of a round there, because we were still going last with that. Okay, going over there now. Oh my god. We didn't pop all the DDTs there, which was really unfortunate. If we popped all the DDTs before they were able to make their way over here, then the ceramics would have been much weaker to deal with. And again, the fortified Moabs can be a little bit of an issue as well. So let's just use pickles on this and then see how we go from there. Okay, we're dealing with them. Okay, let's switch to first. And okay, the pickles made the difference there, which is lovely. Damn, I was kind of hoping that you would have slowed them down just a little bit more. Round 96, we are 15k away from Perma-Brew, but we're able to make all of that muns within the next 3 rounds or so, which is good. Which is very good. Okay, so level 19, and we'll be able to do bonus damage to cameras now, which is good. Round 96 has been concluded. Just like that. Lovely. Round 97 is here, which means we'll be able to see our beloved fortified ZMG spawn out of the start of the field. And guess what? You're going down just like the others did. Lovely. Jubbly. Okay, round 98. Let's just put down our creepy idols so that then by the time round 99 comes around, we'll be able to have 4 of them on the field. 4 creepy idols. But I think we might need to go first now. Yeah, we're going to switch to first and see how we go along. Now that we have Perma-Brew, Perma-Brew is up and running. And that is actually enough in order to get us move around. Lovely. Excellent. And now the shop is complete. Lovely. I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to put this down here, actually. And what are we going to spend the rest of our money on? Oh, we've got 6k. What are we going to use it on? Uncertain. Oh, 6666. Damn. Let's see how we fare along here, which is very good, actually. And we got ourselves... Oh my god, that went down so easily. Like, I think with top path, that would have taken a bit longer because you have less fawns to work with. 2,032,000 pops. Just shy of 10k, I believe we are. Let's have a look here. Alchemist got 8,273. And Geralda got... Yeah, actually. Hold on. 8.2, 1.5, 0. Okay, so just shy. So this thing just got like just under 10,000 more required in order to get all of the pops, but I wouldn't think that would be possible because you still need some means of being able to pop leads early on in the game. Unless, of course, you went with top path, and that might be an absolute necessity. But all pops is a bit different because no other towers can give pops. So, like, if your friendly alchemist gets even 1, then that's all the all pops challenge absolutely cancelled, and you have to restart again. So that's why non-lethal stuff like Relentless Glue Splatter with a Submersion support, those kind of stuff is very, very helpful. And if you can get in wonderful engineer far away enough with the overclock, you'll be able to utilize that. And if you're able to get like support Chinook with a Perma-Brew, then that is okay, but you still need to be able to deploy the alchemist down, and if it attacks even once, then that's bad. That's why an all pops challenge would be very, very difficult, and I think actually some towers just cannot do it because it relies on other towers in order to help it out. But thank you so much for watching. I think that was actually the most successful Druid that we did with 2,032,000, whereas Spirit of the Forest's early and middle game is easier, but the around 100 you require something like the successor to the Moab Assassin or First Strike capability in order to trickle its health down just enough so that then the Spirit of the Forest does the rest of the work against the bad and the DDTs and the ZOMGs and all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. That has been The Wrath of Avatar 2 Megapops. Oh wait, Avatar of Wrath. Oops. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Have a fantastic day where you are, and take care of yourselves, everyone.